Week 3 of the Canadian Castrol Touring Car Championship, presented by Toyota Tires, took place at the flat, tight, and highly technical circuit ICAR. Bright, clear, sunny skies and a clean track allowed the drivers to put down competitive times right out of the gate. Sasha Annis in the number 87 G1 Racing Genesis took the pole with a time of 1 minute 31.654, just barely knocking out Gregory Pootman in the number 16 Team Aldo Northwest BMW by 16th 1,000th of a second. Two local drivers in front-wheel drive cars, Nick Whitmer in his number 1 Lombardi Honda and Mathieu Audette in his number 12 Audette Racing Acura, were also able to put down times of 1 minute 31s, putting them in 3rd and 4th respectively, which is impressive considering ICAR is known to favor rear-wheel drive cars. Race 1 turned out to be some of the most competitive and exciting racing we've seen all season. For the first 5 or 6 laps, it looked like the running order will remain unchanged: Annis, Pootman, Whitmer, and Audette. Then down the front straight, Pootman gets a run on Annis, and through corner 1 is able to pull up alongside. And with that, an epic battle between Audette and Whitmer for the lead began. Whitmer got out in front down the backstretch. And then Audette made the pass. Whitmer was able to outbrake Audette and took the lead once again. In the end, Whitmer was able to pull away from Audette, keeping him out in front for the win. In the battle, Audette broke an oil cooler line and limped the car home for an 18th place finish.
He hit me a little bit on the rear right tire, and I think that's what broke his oil cooler, and he started losing some oil. I got all over my windshield, and then that's where I just know that one lap or the other is just going to fall down, and that's what happened. He had to let off, and I just crawled away with the first place.
Before that happened, it was an epic race. I mean, there was a ton of pass and clean racing. It was awesome, and well, it was one of my best races. Well, I did. Most exciting.
In touring class, no surprises here. Anthony Rapone and Carl Thompson of Durabond Compass 360 Racing were able to grab 1st and 2nd place, and Michel Sallenbach in his Octane Motorsport Mini placed 3rd. After a stunning weekend of great weather and competitive racing, by the time the cars pre-grid for Sunday's race, there was an excitement in the air. On the drop of the flag, Whitmer easily pulled ahead for a healthy lead, leaving the entire field behind him, bumping and banging for positions. Eric Hogershirts drove a smart race, working to keep up with Whitmer, but never really making up any time on the Lombardi Honda. Mathieu Audette, who started 18th because of his mechanical issues in the previous race, powered forward through the field, his eyes set on 1st place. In the middle of the field, the leading touring cars and the slower super touring cars were making a mess of it, banging and even pushing cars out of the way. It's probably safe to say that not one bumper came back to the garage untouched. The race was cut short when the red flag was brought out because of a single-car accident involving Gary Kwok and his number 66 M&S Racing Lancia. Rounding the last corner, leading out into the front straight, Kwok caught the edge of the tires, spinning his car and rolling it to the concrete barrier. Kwok was able to walk away from the spectacular crash unhurt, but his car was not as fortunate. So here are the winners. In Super Touring, 3rd place went to Mathieu Audette and Audette Racing, 2nd to Eric Hogershirts and 8 Legs Racing, and easily driving for the win, Nick Whitmer in his Lombardi Honda.
Can't complain with the Lombardi Honda racing car. The car was hooked up. Can't complain of anything. The tires were there, brakes, everything. I don't know what to say.
No one even could touch you,
No one could even touch me. The car was driving me, actually.
In the touring class, 3rd place went to Michel Sallenbach and Octane Motorsport, 2nd to Anthony Rapone and his Durabond Compass 360 Racing, and for the 2nd week in a row, Carl Thompson and Durabond Compass 360 Racing takes the win.
Obviously, to win for me, it's really important because I had a bad finish at Motorsport in the 1st round, so I got to make it up, and unfortunately, I'm making it up over the P2 guy. So I'm not going to get a whole pile of points, but every win is fabulous, and I get to stand on the podium with the NOS girls.
Let's take a look at the standings from the driver points. Now let's take a look at the manufacturer point standings. That wraps up the race report for Week 3 of the Castrol Canadian Touring Car Championship presented by Toyota Tires. Next race is July 16th, 17th, and 18th at Honda Indy Toronto. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time at the track.